left. What? We're already left.
You good? Okay, well. Ready right now. You want me back over here? Yeah. Hello, Shaker Heights Varsity. Hello, Shaker Heights Varsity hockey fans, and welcome in here to the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. Shaker Heights taking on the Olentangy Berlin Bears. Now, Shaker Heights entering into has a lot going on in the Padua Holiday Tournament. It has been a hectic tournament, and right now Padua Franciscan leads the East Division, while Fenwick, the Illinois school, leads the West. And there's been a lot of surprising results today already there in the morning slot. We had Findlay defeating Walsh Jesuit 3-1. Then you had St. Charles defeating University School, which was already an upset on its own, but they defeated them 4-0. A huge win for St. Charles. And so now, as we go into these two teams specifically, they've had each a rough go. Shaker Heights had a 2-1 loss against Findlay in yesterday's evening game. It started at 6 o'clock yesterday. Then they had an 8-2 loss this morning against Sylvania Northview. On the other side, Olentangy Berlin had a 2-2 tie against St. John Jesuit. The Titans able to have an even match against these Bears. And then you had the 4-0 loss to Padua this morning. They had the very, very first game this morning, so maybe Shaker able to catch them in a little tired position. But Shaker Heights and Olentangy Berlin are both last place in their respective divisions. Shaker Heights has 1.5 points, while Olentangy Berlin has 2.5 points. And so the OHSAA state rankings entering into today, same as how they were entering into the tournament. Those do not change. They update every weekend. So Shaker Heights still put at number 21 in the OHSAA state rankings, while Olentangy Berlin is back up to number 24. That is the second to last team in the tournament. St. John was number 26. We'll see if Shaker Heights, honestly, might be taking on St. John tomorrow morning for one of those consolation games. But Shaker looks into today's game just needing a victory. They look to end a 4-game losing streak that started in that Thornton Park tournament. They haven't won ever since that Benedictine game, in which they actually beat a team of the same color scheme. So you never know if Shaker Heights has something against the light baby blue and navy look, but they just need to gain some momentum before they have to defend the Walsh Jesuit Greg Shoup Memorial, in which Shaker Heights won that tournament last year. That is a tournament with Shaker Heights, Rocky River, Walsh Jesuit, of course, the host, and then Menor. And so Shaker Heights looks for a big game here today and, of course, tomorrow morning. And we'll see if the Red Raiders can pull out a couple of victories. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to send you all down as we get things set here at the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. A 4-game losing streak, never easy to overcome. Shaker Heights in their home look of white and red. Olentangy Berlin in the dark blue pants, dark blue helmets, but the light blue jerseys. It's a clean look for the Bears. Shaker Heights needing a lot of momentum to come through in this one. They had a rough morning go with that loss against Northview, 8-2 being your final against the Wildcats. The Wildcats ranked number 5 in the OHSAA state ranking, so it was an expected result, but rough nonetheless. What can the Raiders put together here? We're going to be seeing a first line of Connor Mayhew, Colin Arth, and Sebi Juan once again. He wanted to try out Isaac Lazar and Gavi Lappin with Connor Mayhew for the first line earlier this morning. that idea abandoned as we start things off here. And now this one immediately taken by Shaker and dumped away. So Berlin's going to start things off here. Bishop with a poke check sends this one all the way down. Marios Kalergis, once again, your netminder here for the Red Raiders. We had Noah Mayan be the starter for the morning slot. Nahai takes this up. Lahai going for the shot. And Arth is going to flip this up off the back end. Or excuse me, Cole Richard now trying to get the turnover here. Connor Mayhew with a good deke move looking for the shot. Hit the leg of the captain defenseman in front of him. So now Berlin with the move back up. Hits off the stick of Cole Richard. Richard going to settle it down. On his side, trying to catch Berlin off a bad change, but just a little too late. So now he's just going to hop off himself. Cam Mayhew comes out on defense, joined now by Dylan Ersepke for the second line. The forwards now, Axel Schneider, Elliot Hanna, and Gavi Lappin. Bears have it now here with number 9, skating it blue line to blue line. Waiting behind the net of Kalergis for something to get open. Here's a good opportunity on the shot, and it hit Axel Schneider right in front. Shaker Heights able to dump this one off the glass, clearing it out of the zone. Now here in the neutral zone, we try to get this one set. It's Gould. Gould drops this one off right into the slot where Max Brokaw is headed. Wrapped around. And, ooh. Hit there from Elliot Hanna, taking down a man number 98, Flesher. Right along the Red Raider blue line. Here's Isaac James getting more ice time here as Max Brokaw is able to get this one moving forward. And actually went on net. 13:05 left to go here in the first period. A little bit more energy coming out of the Red Raiders here in this one, which is exactly what we need to see. Here come the Bears the other way. Here, easy save. A shot coming from the blue line. On net. Now the Red Raiders have it the other way. Here's Max Brokaw leaving it to the point where Isaac Lazar tries to make his way forward. He's held up along the boards. 12:40 left to go in the first period. Here's McGinnis picking it up along the near side boards, trying to center it. Nobody home. Brokaw tries to get it back, and indeed Shaker will get it back, but it'll go all the way into their own zone. Here's Lincoln Goldstein. Goldstein looking for an opportunity. He'll rip a shot. It goes wide off to the right side. Connor Mayhew going to be the guy to pick it up at the point. He'll wrap it back around where it came from. Colin Arth is going to be the man to win the race there into the near side corner. Here's Sebi Juan picks it up, leaving it to Ersepke. Ersepke tries to send it to the opposite corner. Arth picking it up. Arth leaving it, holds it, sends it Ersepke to the near side point. He'll take the shot. Redirected as it hit Bishop out in front of him. The alternate captain able to redirect that one. Now here Juan and Bishop get into it along the near side boards. Already a little bit more of a physical battle. We saw Shaker Heights more so shy away from the hits there in the Northview game. Out in this game, they're playing it a little bit more aggressive. Connor Mayhew able to get this one back, tried to send it on net. It went wide off to the left side, however. And now here it hit off the near side netting. We're going to get play blown dead. So 0-0 score, 11:30 left to go in this first period. Shaker Heights coming out with a lot more pressure than what we saw to begin things. By the way, if I have to use numerals, it's for the Olentangy Bears. It's because they have no roster available anywhere online, not even an inaccurate Max Preps roster. So I do apologize. They do have names on the backs of the jerseys, but if I'm not able to see it, I do apologize. 11:15 left to go in the first period. Here's scrum for puck possession along the near side corner. Taking it out are the Bears, but getting back to it is Cole Richard. Richard sends this one forward, the late offside. Shaker needs to touch up in their own zone, and eventually they will. Perry dumps this one forward for the Bears. Cole Richard picks it up in front of the crease of Kalergis. Dropped off to Hanna. Here it's with Richard still. Hanna unable to move it more forward. Here Hanna once again loses possession. He's in front of the Bears bench. Now off the near side boards, it's dumped all the way through, back to Cole Richard in the Red Raiders side. Richard The captain whiffs on the pass. He's up against Gould, who's pressuring for the puck possession. Now eventually it goes all the way up to Isaac Lazar. Lazar looked for Brokaw, but it hit off of a Bear in the lane. Number 7 pulled up along the near side for the Bears. Forced to pass up to Gould, but now he's under pressure by the Red Raiders once again. On defense right now are Sepke and Richard fighting to clear it out. Here, pass from Lehigh. And I'll dump this one into late offsides. The Bears, however, do touch up. Or Sepke back with it. He'll drop it off to Cam Mayhew. Richard hopped off. Cam Mayhew loses the puck right behind him, and now he trips up. As he's up against that number 7 once again. The forward here for the Olentangy Bears. And he'll dump this one back into the Red Raiders zone. And it looks like the Bears are going to go for a whole change. Here, this pass all the way up to Isaac James. It'll hit off of Flesher in front of him. Number 98 of the Olentangy Berlin Bears. And now here come the Bears. Good poke check at the red line of center ice from Lincoln Goldstein. Now this one's sent up on the right side. Colin Arth going to try to run the race there. And eventually he will get it back here. A rebound opportunity right out in front. But in the slot it goes out to number 11. That's Larson. Now this one dumped in by Lincoln Goldstein once again. So it's Connor Mayhew, Colin Arth, and Sebi Juan, that first line of forwards once again. We'll see if that changes throughout the game. We saw head coach Matt Bartley switching a lot of things up there in that Northview game this morning. We'll see if we get any sort of similar story. Here, Gould up against Cole Richard, and this one's sent all the way down. And even though Gould won the race there, it'll still go as an icing. That's how it goes at the high school level. 8:48 left to go down in the first period of play. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the commentary here this afternoon. This faceoff taken over by the men in blue, but immediately stolen back by Hannah. Good effort out of number 7 of Shaker Heights, trying to get it back up to the point where Cold Richard is set. It's him and McGinnis right now as the defensive pair. This one flipped up and away by number 94 of Berlin. Now here, physical play, McGinnis on Clifford. McGinnis trying to get this one back, but it's turned over in the far side face-off circle. Here, a pass right out in front. Gould was looking for the 1-2 chance. Now freed up out to the point. O'Keefe's shot is blocked by Axel Schneider in front. Here comes another shot using the stick. It's sent over to the side. Here, getting into a scrum is Ted McGinnis and Gould. Man, oh man, referee didn't even look over in that direction. So he probably would have called something. Here, Axel Schneider looking to clear it away in the neutral zone, taking it from blue line to blue line. Here's Cole Richard. Richard takes the rip, and it goes wide to the left. It'll clear all the way out to Brokaw at the red line. Brokaw sends it right back in where it came from. New legs out there for the Red Raiders. Richard remains out there with Cam Mayhew. Isaac James battling behind the net of the Bears zone, trying to clear it out. Cole Richard takes a clapping, booming shot. Looks like that one went up and out of play. It'll fall back down onto the ice. Doesn't exactly matter. 7:23 left to go in the first period. Still scoreless in this one. Shaker Heights playing with more intensity than what we've seen throughout the entirety of the tournament. Waiting for the face-off. It's going to be Max Brokaw to take it for Shaker Heights, and it's one all the way back to Recepke. Recepke decides to take the rip at it. It went up and off the glass behind the net. And here Isaac James tries to keep it in. It's taken over by Lehigh. Lehigh waits, sends it up the near side. The captain hits number 7. That's Schweigert. Cam Mayhew winning the race into the Red Raiders zone. Trying to clear it away. Shaker Heights needing to do a lot better about clearing it out. And honestly, as you saw right there, trying to get something moving in transition. Right now, Isaac James, Max Brokaw, Isaac Lazar. Your forward 3. Isaac Lazar able to push this one out. And movement of the forehand here. Back in the own zone. We get Sebi Juan, who's fresh off the bench. Gets it up to Isaac James. James unable to keep it moving forward, but with the help of Juan, Shaker's able to stick with it. Juan tries to put it on net. Now Arth. Arth moving it about. He'll send it right back around. Juan with the outstretched stick, able to get back to it. Connor Mayhew will connect with him, and now this one will clear out of the zone as Shaker Heights was getting a change. McGinnis, the new man to come on out. 6:10 left to go in the first period. Juan trying to create the O-zone turnover, but instead the Bears are going to push it out. With a skating number 3. Juan holds it off the boards. It'll go up and into the O-zone. Surprised that didn't actually clear out of play and into the netting. Here an opportunity for Juan in the slot. It'll get past Lehigh and Larson. The two Bears set up out in front, and now the Bears are going to be able to clear this one. McGinnis picks it up first in the Red Raiders side. And now here a Bear went down along the blue line right outside the Red Raiders side, and now this one cleared all the way down by the Red Raiders. This is going to be an icing on Shaker Heights. 5.5 remaining in the first period, 0-0. Still your score. Good ice hockey to start things out. Just neither team able to pop one through either crease. And this face-off taken over by Dylan Ursepke. Ursepke battling behind the net, eventually joined by Cole Richard. Richard behind Kalergis's net, up to Schneider. Schneider bumped off the play, has to give it back over to Ursepke. Ursepke's pass is broken up immediately by a Bear body right out in front of him. And now the Bears are going to be able to try to get something going. Ursepke, however, throws a man into the near side boards. Trying to get puck possession right back, and Shaker will clear it all the way back into the Bears' side. And now Axel Schneider has it. Schneider up to Lazar. Lazar is up against 2 defensemen. He'll split them both, but he's unable to get an actual quality shot away. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty assessed on the Berlin Bears. And as Flesher touches up, it's going to be a hooking minor. We'll see who is officially told to go, and it will be Flesher. So Shaker Heights with their first opportunity on the power play. See what Shaker Heights can do with it. They've struggled on the power play. They went 0 for 2 earlier this morning in the game against Northview. Here the alternate captain, Arth, drops it back off to the point. Cole Richard working his way to center and along the blue line. Here comes the shot from Arth at the far side face-off dot. But the snag was made by the goaltender wearing number 90. Connor getting told to switch position with Colin Arth. And eventually they do, and as we get that change in position, Juan will take it off the draw. Juan skating it up to the near side. You're hearing Bartley just instructing them at every moment, saying, Cole, get over. And try and center himself along the blue line. And now here Arth with a shot from the point. Juan trying to put another one out to center it over to Isaac Lazar, who's set up as the screen man in front of the crease. Cole Richard gets this one back. He takes the shot. 47's able to block it for the Bears, and this one dumped on down. That was Clifford on the block. Still 1 minute and 5 seconds left to go in penalty time. This one's taken up by Cole Richard. 5-on-4 ice hockey time still coming your way to the advantage of the Red Raiders. Richard trying to skate it through. It won't work out as this one's thrown all the way back down. Shaker Heights threatening with 3.5 left to go in the first period. 40 seconds left in penalty time. Fresh off the bench, here's Max Brokaw. Brokaw coming on out, and he's just going to dump this one through. Lappin giving chase against Lehigh. The defenseman here for the Bears. And it's really only him fighting in that corner, so eventually Shaker Heights is going to get it right on back. Here's Axel Schneider. Schneider under pressure from behind here by Larson. He gives it over. Ursepke trying the shot, but he's blocked by Larson right out in front. And this one finds its way through. Man, oh man, eventually able to get a rebound opportunity. That sneaks on through, that time being Axel Schneider. He's the one that scored, and Shaker Heights takes the lead here with 2:52 remaining in the first period. It's 1-0 Shaker Heights on top. Colby Mayu, you can see at the bottom of your screen, taking multiple rounds for the goals scored. It's been a minute since we saw him amped up. He wasn't in attendance at the morning game, probably getting some extra Z's. It's colder in that opposite rink as well, so he's probably also in a warmer spot than the rest of us. Cam Mayhew back in his own side. He's pressured from behind here by number 3, and eventually he's got to get rid of it. And eventually it'll be dumped off to Dylan Ursepke. Axel Schneider, the goal scorer, hopping off for that change eventually. Here, Arth, fresh off the bench. And the alternate captain's going to leave this one to Connor Mayhew, but it falls back off a poke check to Arth once more. Arth and Mayhew too close to each other. They're going to lose it here. Mayhew trying to get it back in the opposite corner. He's going to be the first guy there. He'll leave it to Juan. Juan, be smart to just deliver it back to the point. But as he's taking a tumble, it'll go here to Schweigert. And this is just going to take a lazy fly up and into the air, and it'll land behind the net of Kalergis. Connor Mayhew waits. Connor Mayhew gives it off to Juan. Juan through the 5-hole of Bishop in front of him. It would have been a nifty little move had it worked, but it did not. So Goldstein over to McGinnis. McGinnis kind of whiffs on the launch to try to clear it away. Here, 3 Red Raiders against 2 Bears. 80 seconds remain in the first period. Eventually, you'd imagine we'd get a whistle. Still 3 Raiders fighting for it. Arth thought he had it for a moment as he began to skate away. And eventually it will be Arth taking it out of the zone here. And oh, we're going to get a cross check here. We'll see. It must be on Shaker. And it's McGinnis once again. McGinnis having a couple too many penalties over the past some games. No different here. So 1:11 left to go in this first period. It'd be, oh, I was never good at math, 49 seconds to carry over in that second period if they're not to score here. And eventually looked like we had an equipment issue there on the Bears bench. Eventually Bishop will join the play. And so now Berlin with an opportunity to even the score here in the first period. Perry to take the face off at first, but Larson's actually going to come in as replacement from the wing, and he'll win it anyway. Here's Lehigh. Lehigh gives it off. Bishop. Bishop under pressure by Brokaw. Brokaw clears this one out. Isaac Lazar is going to win the race there. This could be a great breakaway opportunity for the Red Raiders. Lazar pops it in, and it's a bottle popper as the bottle goes flying off. And only 11 seconds into the penalty, Shaker Heights gets the shorthanded goal. Great work from Isaac Lazar to double that Red Raider lead up to 2. Man, 11 seconds off the penalty. That is one way to kill off some clock. Lazar with a burst of speed through the neutral zone, able to pick up the puck that was cleared away from Brokaw, give him the assist. But Shaker Heights still does have 1:49 to kill off in Teddy McGinnis's cross-checking minor. This one wrapped around, it'll clear away. And now here it goes out to Axel Schneider. He's already got one. We'll see if he can try to get another on the short-handed chance as he's thrown down behind the net of number 90. Starting goaltender in for the Bears. Again, if I had a name, I would tell you. But I can't exactly see the name on the back of his jersey. Here's Gould. Gould goes ahead for the rip. Kalergis with the save. It's poked away here by Cam Mayhew, trying to get it back and trying to clear it away. 20 seconds left in this first period. 1:05 left on McGinnis's penalty. This one freed up to Gould. Gould pickpocketed by Mayhew. It's a 2-on-1 the other way. Here comes Connor Mayhew. He debates if he should just take the shot. He decides to try and deke it forward. So with 3 seconds left to go, the Bears try to get a rush, but time will expire on them as the Red Raiders able to pop 2 through. They're in that first period. courtesy of Axel Schneider on the power play and Isaac Lazar on the shorthanded goal. So no 5-on-5 goals. And actually, we're just going to head right into the locker rooms. So maybe we'll get maybe we won't get an ice cut for the second intermission. We'll tell you, of course, and obviously you're going to find out either way. But Shaker Heights leads 2-0 after the first frame of 15. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We will be right back for that middle frame in the second period. Thanks for tuning in. Shaker up 2-0 here at the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. Hello, Shaker Heights Varsity hockey fans. Welcome back into the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. Shaker Heights entering into this second frame by leading by a score of 2-0, and they're winning in all of the stat categories as well. Shots attempted, they're more than doubling up Berlin. 13-5 is what you got there, and then in shots on goal, 7-4. So a lot more even in that category. Shaker Heights also winning the faceoffs, which is pretty solid from them as well. They really struggled in the faceoffs in the early morning game against Northview, so that's a good sign as well. They also lead in the power play goal stat as well. They are 1 for 1 on the man advantage. We'll see if they get any more opportunities. But right now they have 50 seconds to kill on the penalty, so we're going to send you down and talk to you about it as this period gets going. Thank you very much for tuning in. 15 minutes up on the clock as we begin period number 2. Immediately a shot on goal. Here, Bishop trying to rip the shot away. Shaker Heights is Colin Arth trying to move it forward. And here comes the shot on goal, and the save is made by number 90. Excuse me. Is there any way you can, like, I just couldn't see it. No, you're all good. Thank you.
Such a diva. Such a diva.
All righty, 14:40 left to go in period number 2. 30 seconds left to go in McGinnis's penalty. This one picked up along the far side, face-off dot in the Berlin zone. 14.5 left to go in that second period. 2-0, Shaker Heights in the lead. Goals coming from Axel Schneider and Isaac Lazar. Juan creating a turnover along the blue line of the Berlin zone. Here is centering feed over to Arth, and once again, unable to connect on those centering slot passes. 14:50 to go in the second period. And it looks like as Berlin goes defenseman to defenseman, that will kill off the left, what is left of the penalty time. And actually the goal scorer, Isaac Lazar, comes on out. He joins Juan and Arth. Up to the point we go. Berlin looking for that first goal of the game. Shaker Heights looking to keep this result intact and snap the 4-game losing streak. Here a crunching hit along the far side boards. Juan able to poke this one out. Isaac Lazar trying to pressure it back into Shaker Heights' possession, especially for the fresh legs that are coming off the bench. As now it's Lazar, Connor Mayhew, and Max Brokaw. Out there as forwards, Cole Richard now joined by Lincoln Goldstein. Here a turnover in the slot. Rip taken from Connor Mayhew. 13:25 left to go as the save is made here in the second period. Cam Mayhew now replaces Cole Richards, so it's number 2 and number 4 out there on defense. Here Connor Mayhew rips a shot, hits the stick of a defenseman in front of him. It'll go up and into the netting. And now it looks like we're going to get a defensive change for the men in blue. And here comes the face-off right over to Mayhew. He'll rip the shot, but you can hear the boom off the pad. Here, Lazar was looking for goal number 2 on the afternoon. Unfortunately, it'll go wide. Lazar giving chase. He's up against number 13. It's 13 against 13 over there for puck possession along the far boards. Lazar able to get it back. Connor Mayhew wraps it right back around where it came from. Around the boards we go. Max Brokaw going to be the man to give chase for the Red Raiders. He's up against number 27. Of the Bears. Here Mayhew working to get it back as it's poked away into the neutral zone. Shaker Heights needing to touch up as they dump it back in. Here Lazar hopping off. Elliot Hanna comes in. Max Brokaw trying to get the puck possession back. And here, oh, we're getting a penalty there in the neutral zone. Rough call as it's going to go as a trip. So once again, a lot of the penalties early in the season tend to be coming from the defenseman. This time we're going to be getting one on a forward, which is honestly going to help out the penalty kill a little bit. Of course, obviously, getting the penalty doesn't help the penalty kill at all. But with 12:36 left to go in the second period, Elliot Hanna in the box for 2 on what they ruled a tripping. Didn't know you could trip someone with the shoulder, but here we are. Thought they maybe would have called it interference, something of that sort. But they ruled it tripping. And immediately off the draw, this one sent down the length of the ice. Juan would have won the race there, and with the outstretched stick, tried to get it with the goaltender out of position as he tried to pass it away. Here's Gould. Gould taking it in the near side corner. Tries to drop it back off to Perry, and now picked up by Juan. Juan Moving it forward, it's poked away. Arth going to get back over to it. They touch up onside. Arth with a good opportunity here. He'll take the shot, and he buries it along the near side post. So Shaker Heights with a power play goal and 2 shorthanded goals. And Colby Mayhew makes his rounds with the flag. You'll love to see it. Shaker Heights in good position to snap the 4-game losing streak as they're up 3. And now here, bad turnover right out in front to number 34. Tried to rip the shot away. So still 80 seconds left to go on Hannah's penalty. Men in blue looking to pop one onto the scoreboard. They haven't had one just yet. Here, that pass goes right to the skates of McGinnis. McGinnis with the back end, gonna push it off to his co-defenseman. Eventually it goes back to him. Connor Mayhew with an extra poke will get it out to the neutral zone. And now this one just dumped down the length of the ice. Smart play by McGinnis, who had the first penalty of the game. Or, excuse me, the first penalty for Shaker in the game. Gavi Lappin giving chase here. It's him and Connor Mayhew, the 2 forwards here, with 40 seconds left in Hannah's penalty. McGinnis and Richard, the 2 on defense currently. Richard going to get this one back, and the captain just going to send this one all the way down. Man, it didn't even look like Flesher, number 98, wanted to save it along the blue line. Here, Mayhew and Lappin hop off. Schneider and Juan come on. And Schneider takes it, and it's dumped on down. Juan trying to get the neutral zone turnover. Almost was able to get it and tried to get an offensive rush moving once again. Oh, here, hits off the stick of Marios Kalergis, but it's taken by McGinnis. Dumped on down, that'll kill the rest of this penalty off. So Shaker Heights has now killed off, what is it now, 2 penalties for Berlin, 2 shorthanded goals, 1 on each. Now here comes Connor Mayhew in for the shot, and Axel Schneider tried to get the rebound opportunity. You know, things get intense when Colin Arth's mom is beginning to exclaim out here at the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. But that's kind of what you get when Colin is out on the ice. Frequent happening, don't you worry. Gotta love the devoted parents. And I'm not talking like maybe Finley's parents, who are more frustrated with referees than actually trying to support their children. Here, Connor Mayhew, a nifty move in the neutral zone. Moves it forward, tries to drop it off. Here to Isaac Lazar. Lazar already has one. Connor Mayhew on a rebound chance, unable to pick it up and get a good shot away. Or Sepke, it'll hit the outside of the iron. Here on the near side post, Mayhew gonna get it back. Mayhew waits. He'll try to send it up to the point. Colin Arth able to pick it up. Arth poked away from here by number 77. Along the blue line. So Shaker moves it up, and that's going to be just barely offsides as Connor Mayhew tried to get back across the blue line, but just didn't touch up in time. 9:25 left to go in this second period. Shaker Heights up by 3. The goals have come from Axel Schneider, Isaac Lazar, and Colin Arth. Scrum for puck possession along the far side. This one dumped into the Red Raider zone by the Bears, 3 forward. 9:10 left to go in the second period. Backs Brokaw will be able to get this one back off the scrum. Lincoln Goldstein was fighting for it back behind the net of Kalergis. Perry was the guy he was fighting against. Now it's going to be Gould. Perry, Gould against Brokaw, Goldstein. Gould getting it back here. He trips up behind the net, but it's just incidental. It was just an accidental happening here. Kalergis with the save as he hugs on that far side post. 8:40 left to go in the second. 3-0. Shaker still in the lead. Isaac Lazar pushes this one past to Christopher. And it leaves Lehigh to go ahead and get it first, but as he does so, he immediately passes it to Max Brokaw, who's wide open along the far side boards. This pass up. Here's Schweigert. Gives it off to Gould. Gould trying to give it back up to number 7 of the Bears, but it will not connect. Lehigh up at the point. He'll rip the shot. Stick save made, and he'll glove it up in the middle of the air with 8:12 left to go in the second period. Shaker Heights still up by 3. Man, oh man. Face off to be taken by Lappin. Lappin trying to get it away. Off the backhand, delivered to Isaac James. James tries to continue it moving forward, and somehow he does. Now Hannah, the man that was in the box for 2 just a moment ago, holds on to the puck possession, brings it into the near side corner, tries to get it up to the point. Cole Richard takes the shot at it. It'll take a lazy glide right into the glove of number 90, the goaltender here for the Bears. Robbie 90. Your goaltender doing all right so far. The goals that have come through haven't exactly been his fault. It's been defensive lapses. Again, short-handed goals. There was an Isaac Lazar breakaway goal on the shorthand. Here, Isaac James with the shot. Rebound is given up. The puck still right out in front. Lappin tries to push one through. 7:40 left to go in the second as the Bears take this one out. Here, Hannah delivers it over to the near side. Cole Richard tries to get it past Hendricks. Right now, the forwards, Juan, Lappin, and James, the 3 out. This shot goes wide off to the right side. 7:17 remain in the second. This pass right off to Flesher. Flesher sends it right to Sebi Juan, and that's going to be just barely offsides as Isaac James. And number 86 over there on the far side, we're getting into it. An extra push and an extra shove.
Who's that, by the way?
7:08 remain in the second. It's going to be Arth to take this face off. He now needs to be replaced by Juan, as Arth was a bit too antsy there at the face-off dot. Now the Bears number 13 trying to push it forward. Green gets it past the stick of Cam Mayu. Now he's up against Bishop. Bishop will get it. He'll hang on the puck possession. Here's a good opportunity for Berlin, but he'll just dump this into the far side corner where it goes to Larson. Larson right out in front, and man, oh man, great goal there for number 34 of the Berlin Bears. The alternate captain able to sneak one through past Marios Kalergis. And now we're back to an even period, if that's still to matter, here in the Padua Holiday Tournament standings. Fraley, the one to score for the man in the all-blue look. Isaac Lazar sends this one back over to the captain, Cole Richard. He'll get out of his reach. Here comes Ted McGinnis. McGinnis behind the net of Kalergis. Holds on to it, sends it near side. Here's Isaac Lazar in stride. He's up against the other number 13 on the ice, but the one in blue here. His shot went very much wide, and here's an opportunity for Bishop, who takes it up the far side. He's up against Max Brokaw, and as he goes down to the ice, we don't get a penalty call. Here's Cole Richard. And now Connor Mayu, the alternate captain, going to be able to steal this one away. You know he's got a burst of speed. Here comes Mayu. He'll drop it off Cole Richard. Richard loses it, but he'll try to center it back over to Lazar. Can't connect. Here's Mayu. Mayu back to the point. Ersepke rips this one. Tipped, and it goes wide. Brokaw tries to center it back over to where it came from. For now, Brokaw under pressure from behind. He'll get it off to Connor Mayu. Mayu rips the shot all the way from the blue line. Here's another opportunity. Cole Richard tried to rip another. So 2 extra shots that time. 6 minutes remain. To the near side, Cole Richard takes it off the bank pass. Richard decides to rip the shot, and he scores off the near side. Beautiful goal from the captain on defense. And it is back to a 3-goal differential. And oh man, Cole Richard has honestly become a consistent goal scorer for Shaker Heights. Even though he's been a defenseman for the Red Raiders, man, he has just been lighting up the scoreboard. So now, Shaker Heights needs a 5th guy out there. Eventually they send out James. Goldstein, McGinnis, the two on defense. Hannah, Lippman, or excuse me, not Lippman, Lappin, and James, the three forwards. Here, Hannah trying to get it back in the neutral zone. Instead, it's picked up by the alternate captain wearing number 18. That's Christopher. Here, McGinnis. McGinnis tries to deliver it over to Hannah along the near side corner of the Red Raiders zone. And now here, Hannah and Lappin collide. Here's Gould. Gould looking for a shot. Unable to sneak it past Elliott Hannah, who's set up right in front of him. Shaker going to be able to clear this one. James turning on the Jets. Tried to get there first up against the captain wearing number 19. Gould has it back. It's a 3-on-2. Here comes Gould. Gould looking for a centering feed over to Perry, and the shot comes through actually from number 47, being Clifford, and unable to get it past the sprawled out Kalergis. So 4:54 left to go in this second period. Here we're getting another stick replacement here for Schweigert. 4:50 remaining in the second. Along the near side, goes to Axel Schneider. Schneider sends this one up and off the glass. Juan's going to win the race, but it doesn't matter here at the high school level, as we mentioned in the morning game. So now, with 4:42, face-off will go back into the Red Raiders side. Here in the second period, Shaker won actually the first period 2-0. They are currently winning the second period 2-1. So we'll see if they can actually end up winning all three periods and max out points. But of course, they need to win this second period first to even think about that for the third. Here, Kaler just able to hold on here for the save on the far side of that crease and keep this at a 4-1 score. Now here back in the Red Raiders side, Axel Schneider tried to take it, but it got caught between his skates. Now wrapped around, Schneider back with it, leaves it to Sepke. Sepke taking it from blue line to blue line. No, he'll take it to Arth. Arth over to Juan, and Juan tried to tip it on net, but it just went wide off to the left. Here's Juan, back with it. He's up against number 3, Hendricks, keeping the pressure on him. The alternate captain here, Colin Arth, tries to give it over to Schneider out in front, and now it's covered up by number 90 in blue. 4 minutes left to go here in the second period. 4-1, Shaker Heights leads it here at the Brunswick Automart Arena West rink. As we said, the warmer rink here at the BAM Arena. For those concerned, Miami just taking the victory over Texas A&M. It's going to be Ohio State to take on Miami on New Year's Eve. Cole Richard pulling the trigger here along the near side point, but it hit the alternate captain, number 34, the lone goal scorer for the men in blue, and that's Fraley. Lazar giving chase into the far side corner of the Red Raider attacking zone. Here comes the shot from Connor Mayhew that went wide. Cole Richard gets it back. Richard tries to free it up to the point. Brokaw decides for a shot attempt. This one hit off of the stick of number 90 and up and into, then it goes, that'll go out of play actually. We get a new puck. This one back to Cole Richard. Richard with an extra bounce. Not sure how it took that bounce. Just an awkward glide off the stick. But Cole Richard looks like he's going to be able to take it back here along the near side point. But no, it's poked away. This time it's going to be to Bishop. Bishop up against McGinnis. Good poke away by McGinnis. And now Brokaw has it back as he sends it cross ice. He was looking for Isaac Lazar. Unable to pick it up, but Connor Mayhew takes it anyway. Mayhew and Lazar both bumped off the play. Brokaw going to try to get it back along the near side. Again, he's up against Fraley, but now Larson has it. Larson at the far side. It's poked away by McGinnis once again along the far side boards. Connor Mayhew has Elliott Hannah wide open, trying to catch him on a bad chain. Elliott Hannah tries to center it over to Brokaw. Instead, it's pickpocketed by number 18. And now the alternate captain thrown into the near side boards with the shoulder of Elliott Hannah. Here, Fitzgordon. passes this one past to Christopher. O'Keefe going to try to win the race against Lappin, but Lappin actually going to get there. Tries to center it up to Hannah. Unable to actually get the puck on his stick and settle it down in front of the crease. 2.5 left to go in the second period. Hannah sends it near side once again. Fitzgordon. Fitzgordon just dumps this one into the zone. Goldstein tries to center it back over to Fitzgordon, but the shot goes wide off to the left. Lappin getting it back. Lappin tries to get it back to the point for Schneider, but instead the other number 9 in the form of Gould goes to try to take it on net, but he goes up against Cam Mayu, gives him an extra shove, probably out of aggression. Now here, right in front to Gould, but the shot, or I suppose more so the tip right out in front, goes wide to the left. So here, it'll go to Gould. Gould here to Perry, and the shot right at the logo on the front of Marios Kalergis's jersey. 1:46 remain in this second period. 4-1 Shaker Heights on top. Along the far side, here's Juan. Juan waits. Juan gliding it through. And Arth is going to be the man to pick it up here. Arth takes the shot. Rebound is given up. Schneider trying to get one through. Here, Richard holds it for an extra second. Tries to get a quality shot away. But he's pressured by the Christopher right in front of him. Here's another opportunity. Rebound chance for Arth right out in front. It's still loose out in front. And Richard able to keep it in as it hits the glove on his right hand. And he'll rip another shot, but it hits the stick in front. Glides up into the netting once more, out of play. 1:15 left to go in the second. Man, oh man. Shaker Heights looking for goal number 5 here in this second period. Of course, they got 15 more minutes left to go. They want to play it cool, but I mean, come on, no one plays it cool. It's the game of ice hockey. That's not exactly how we do it. Isaac Lazar behind the net, gives it up Cole Richard. Cole Richard under pressure by 3 Bears that swarm that near side corner. Connor Mayhew and Isaac Lazar fight to get it back. Here's Connor Mayhew on the shot. Glove save made by number 90. Here comes this shot. Snuck on through the traffic. Connor Mayhew's going to be the guy to center it back to Lazar. Lazar's shot goes wide to the left. 45 seconds remain in the second period. Shaker Heights is laying on the pressure right now, but Connor Mayhew's pass intercepted here by number 77 of the Bears. But Isaac Lazar takes it right back. Lazar looking for the shot. Yes, he'll take it in himself. Mayhew tries for a rebound to try to just get this one through and unable to score. Mayhew broke off and Lazar now hopping off. Arth, Juan, and Schneider going to be in replacement. Oh, wow. This is an interesting move. Bartley going to have Connor Mayhew play back on defense. You could hear Bartley say and yell out, Connor, defense. So, well, context clues. And now here, not exactly the position, as he almost turned that over into a goal for Fraley. 15 seconds left to go. Connor Mayhew tries to send this up, but it'll hit off the skate of Sebi Juan as he clear it out of the zone. Behind the net. Now right out in front, and it'll hit off the side of the net. Man, oh man, 3 seconds left to go. Shaker Heights going to be able to move this out of the possession of the Bears, and in doing so on their own side, that'll clear off the rest of the clock here in the second period. So, looks like we're going to have the 2 ice cuts. Shaker Heights, for a second, hesitated. They thought that they weren't going to get that second intermission, but indeed they will. So, Shaker Heights up by 3, 4-1 being your score. A lot of good things to talk about for the Red Raiders. We'll see if they're going to be able to continue laying it on and actually max out tournament points as we go through to the third period. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call here at the Brunswick Automart Arena. Still 15 more minutes to come. We'll be back to call them for you. Hello, Shaker Heights varsity hockey fans, and welcome back into the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena's West Rink. Shaker Heights entering into this third and final frame of 15 minutes. They are up 4-1. Two short-handed goals coming for Shaker Heights and a power play goal. Only one goal for Shaker Heights coming on the 5-on-5. Now they're going to look to max out their standing points at 5 points in this game. Shaker Heights won the first period 2-0. They won the second period 2-1. Now if they win the third period and of course win the game as a whole, they will get the 5 points towards their standings. But of course, the question, is it too late? Because Shaker Heights in that East Division already has other teams that have reached higher numbers, and so Shaker Heights, even if they do max out here, more than likely not going to that championship game with 2 losses, no matter what. But Shaker Heights entering into this period up in shots on goal 22-10, won the last period 15-6 in shots on goal, and they're winning faceoffs in total 19-12. And shots attempted, that's crazy, 39-17. But we're going to send you down as we get the puck drop coming for the third and final period. Hopefully Shaker Heights can continue to build on their leads of these stats and keep it pushing here in the final 15. Connor Mayhew right off the rip takes the shot, and this one hits, I believe, the side of the net. Maybe got a piece of the blocker of number 90. Connor Mayhew sends it to the near side, finds McGinnis. McGinnis tries to perhaps give it back over to Mayhew. Mayhew with a tip out in front by Juan. Juan having a game earlier in the morning game against Sylvania Northview. Here Juan taken down to the ice. No call this time. Schweigert taken away by Ted McGinnis. And now Connor Mayhew's pass going to get taken away by Hendricks. Hendricks just going to dump this one down. He knew he wasn't going to win the race against Connor Mayhew, and he would probably end up losing puck possession either way. This one going to end up hitting the side of the net. Cole Richard trying to wrap this back around to Arth. And now eventually we go near side to Connor Mayhew. Connor Mayhew goes cross ice, finds Richard. Richard already with a goal in this one, takes the shot, hits the hits the pad of the right leg on number 90, and now here comes Fraley. Fraley, the lone goal scorer for the Bears. He'll go off the backhand stick save by Kalergis. 13:50 to go in the third and final period. The alternate captain, Colin Arth, trying to find Schneider that time, and as it went right through him, it'll go as an icing all the way down. 13:45 left to go in the third frame. Shaker Heights right now, as mentioned before, looking to snap that 4-game losing streak. Here Dylan Orsepke off the faceoff, wraps it around. You know what we can say now with confidence is that we will not have the broadcast randomly shut off because we are past the hour-long streaming mark, and that was the problem. So that was the problem beforehand, so hopefully I didn't just jinx it, and now it's going to end at an hour 15 or something of that sort. But no, Shaker Heights sending this up with Brokaw. Brokaw tries to center it over to Orsepke, the defenseman, looking for goal. That time taken away by the Bears. The Bears here moving it up. Larson skating with Bishop over to his right, but instead just goes for the dump and change. 13 minutes remain in the third and final period. Shaker up 3. Schneider going to leave this one to go on by him after just touching up a little bit, so they avoid the icing. Hannah giving chase. Lappin and James coming out as well. McGinnis and Goldstein, the two on defense currently, on their side of the red line of center ice. Here the bank pass to James. James looking for a shot, and he'll send it up. Looking for the tip out in front. Was Lappin unable to get it going that time. And here Hannah thrown into the far side boards with authority. Comes the hit, I believe that was from Gould. Fighting to keep puck possession here is Isaac James, unable to stick with it. Here James off the near side glass. Perry trying to get it back here. And now Gould once more. Gould whips around. Tries to get that puck possession from Goldstein, but Goldstein with a nifty move, and now tries to send it up Elliot Hanna, who's skating out of the past that blue line, and here comes a whiff on the shot. And now here's Lappin. Near Lappin off the near side boards. It'll go all the way around, and he's going to hop off with Goldstein and James. Warming up currently along the boards of that side. Connor Mayhew rips the shot, but right behind the net of number 90 of the Bears is the University School Preppers as they warm up for their final game. There's Cole Richard. Richard takes the shot. It'll go wide up and over. Shaker Heights plays University School on January 23rd. As always, that should be a very fun game and a very tense game and a very intense game, as it always tends to be between those two rival opponents. Should be taking place at the Thornton Park Ice Arena once again. Now here, taking it away, Dylan Ursepke. Great defensive effort along the blue line of that Red Raider side. And here Cole Richard skating it all the way through. Past now 3 Bears looking for a pass. Finds Colin Arth. Arth gets back to Richard. Richard wasn't exactly expecting it. No one in the rink was expecting Arth to go backwards once again. Richard somehow able to stick with it. Oh my. Arth now here up along the blue line. Sends it over to Cam Mayhew. Arth was taken down. And in doing so, the Bear loses his stick out in front. Here Cole Richard taken down in front of the crease. No penalty assessed this time. And Colin Arth unable to keep it in. Here on the Red Raider side, the Bears going for the change. Connor Mayhew, if he was able to get through, number 19 being Lehigh, it would have been a great breakaway chance for Shaker Heights. Here's Goldstein with Max Brokaw. And now all the way around to the near side, Connor Mayhew. 10 minutes left to go in the game. Shaker Heights up 4-1. Here the pass out in front. Here's Lehigh once again up against Isaac Lazar. Good physical play by Isaac Lazar to get puck possession back. Lazar hops off. Here's Brokaw on the shot. Stick save made by number 90 of the Bears, and it'll go up and into the netting for a face-off in that side of the ice. Man, 9:42 left to go in the third and final period. Here the referee being frustrating to the Red Raiders right now. A bit of confusion with their changes. Eventually it looks like it's cleared up. As Goldstein was going to try to take that change, maybe too late a change. 9.5 remaining in the third period. Cole Richard with a hit in the neutral zone. He'll take down Lehigh. Or excuse me, that time it was Larson, excuse me. Larson, number 11, the forward, who's now skating it up with Flesher in front. Flesher with a good deke move, and now the shot and a good stick save that time from Kalergis. Now right out in front, it'll go to Isaac Lazar. Lazar skating it up the near side wing. Isaac Lazar looking to center it. No, he'll drop it off to Brokaw, but a good stick from Larson will send it away, and that's 100% going to be offsides with 9 minutes left to go in the third and final period. Nine minutes left to go in the third. 4-1 still the score. What'll be interesting here in the Padua Holiday Tournament is seeing if Fenwick, the Illinois team, can end up taking the championship. It'll be the first time that we've seen an Illinois squad participate in the Padua Holiday Tournament. Again, squad from Oak Park, Illinois, where my mother grew up. And Fenwick has performed incredible. They beat Padua to start things out. And now here, good move. Cole Richard skating it forward. He'll lose the puck in the corner. Trying to get back over to it as the man thrown down, and that was Gavi Lappin. Man thrown down right in front of the crease, and that was Reggie Fitzgordon. Things are getting a little bit more physical. 8 minutes left to go in the third. This pass goes right to the skate of the captain, Lehigh, along the blue line. Here's Shaker Heights onside, just barely, as Cole Richard tried to skate it on up. Again, the most offensive defenseman on the Shaker Heights team. Here's Gould. Gould tries to drop it off to Condis that time. That's number 77 of the Bears. Here comes the shot, and it's blocked by the stick of number 22, Dylan Ursepke of the Red Raiders. Here's Arth. Arth crunching hit along the near side. That was a rough hit. Now Juan throws a man off the play, trying to get it back here along the near side. He's thrown into the boards. And now an extra couple of hits here from Connor Mayhew as well. Connor Mayhew, a guy that will not be afraid to retaliate. A couple of words being shared between both sides. Connor Mayhew, you can see him pointing up to the scoreboard. He's talking smack over there to number 94 of the Bears. And now it looks like we'll get some changes. It's going to be Gould on the penalty, I believe. Cook, backup goalie for the Bears, is going to join him in there so he ain't too lonely. We're halfway through this third period. We're waiting to get the signal here. It is indeed number 9. So that's Gould, a guy who's been physical all afternoon long. Now here the Bears convening as the referee heads back over to the scorer's table. Oh, the penalty's taken off the scoreboard now. And they're still trying to mash the buttons on the scoreboard, trying to figure this thing out. And once again, it says number 9 for 2 minutes. So once again, that will be incorrect. And now it says it's going to be 5 minutes and 7 seconds. Man, that's an interesting penalty. I've never heard that before. Oh, it's going to be a 5-minute major. Let's take off the 7 seconds. That would have been a really specific penalty that we have not seen in the book before. But now, yeah, 5-minute major here on Gould. That is going to be a tough penalty to take for the Bears. So Shaker Heights with a great opportunity to capitalize. And we haven't seen a major here in broadcasting in a minute. Recepke wraps this one around. Brokaw trying to keep it in Shaker possession here. Axel Schneider sticking with it. Looking for a lane to shoot. Nothing open. He'll go to Brokaw. Brokaw with a 1T. And he'll go right to the 5-hole. That closes up pretty quickly. Good save made by number 90 of the Bears. Already 30 seconds taken off this penalty time. Great opportunity for Shaker Heights to take the lead on the period and max out their points for the game. Win each period. Here's Cam Mayhew behind the net. He's up against Perry, number 94, who was pressuring in front. But now the pass to Recepke misses the mark. Shaker will get it back in the neutral zone with a good physical effort. And now Brokaw. Brokaw waits, hits the pass, hits the skate of the man in front of him. Cam Mayhew unable to stick with puck possession. So now the Bears are just going to wait in their own side and eventually dump this one all the way down. 6:20 left to go in the third frame. Shaker Heights up by a score of 4-1. Here's Axel Schneider. Schneider taking it up the left wing. And off the backhand tries to center it over to, I assume to Isaac Lazar. Cole Richard here takes the shot, and the alternate captain sends it wide off to the right side. 6 minutes. Here Cole Richard back over to Connor Mayhew. Will he rip another? No, he'll pass this one over to Juan. Juan fighting the stick with it here as Cruz of the Bears is trying to get it back. This pass up to Larson will miss the mark. Cole Richard gets it here. Tries to be a little too nifty as Cole Richard. Not exactly sure why, but Cole Richard trying to get it back here up against Flesher. And now up at the point, Connor Mayhew going to be able to get it back, but it will clear out of the zone. Here's Sebi Juan. Juan brings it in up against Cruz. Behind the net, he'll lose it. Tries to get it back up against Flesher, and he has the opportunity to clear it, but Shaker, will they be able to keep it in at the point? Great work by Juan. Juan assisted by Richard here, and Shaker has it back. Here, great opportunity. Juan on the 1T, and the shot goes wide. He had that piece wide open in the net, but it did miss the mark, and now it looks like we got a high sticking. Looks like it's going to be on Isaac Lazar. Oh, now it's elbowing. So it's elbowing. So that's something we saw in the early game as well, is power plays ending early due to the Own penalties being taken by Shaker. We saw that twice earlier on. Of course, Shaker Heights still will actually have 30 seconds left over after this 2 minutes of 4-on-4. Face-off to be Brokaw against Clifford. There, right off the rip. It's going to be a save from Kalergis. Brokaw up against Hendricks. Brokaw able to stick with it in the trapezoid, set up behind Kalergis, and now Brokaw, oh my goodness, able to get it up to McGinnis, but oh, he needs to retreat all the way back. Up against Clifford, now Orsepke to Brokaw. Brokaw's pass misses the mark on Schneider, and that should be an icing? No icing whistled. 4.5 left to go in the game. This one hits off of the stick of Clifford. Brokaw has a man behind him, and it's Clifford. Brokaw puts on the brakes, and now here comes the pass up to Axel Schneider. It's a great opportunity. Here, kick save from number 90. Great opportunity for Schneider to pop through two. Unfortunately, that time it won't sneak on past the right pad. Here's Cole Richard trying to replicate what Brokaw did just moments ago, and indeed it will work out successfully. Here's Schneider able to stick with it an extra second, but it clears back to the neutral zone. Cole Richard from red line to blue line. Oh, a man trips down. And now he'll drop it off to Brokaw. Brokaw's shot goes wide. It hit a stick in front of him. Here's Schneider. Tripped up along the corner. No penalty here. Cole Richard between the blue lines. Off the backhand. Delivers it to Orsepke. Orsepke waits up. Interrupted by Perry. Shaker touches up. Here's Connor Mayhew. Almost got another nifty move going. Barely kept onside. As now this one goes all the way down for an icing on the men in blue, the Berlin Bears. Three and a half left to go in the third period. This face-off, one back to the defenseman Cole Richard. That pass, almost interrupted by Majewski, number 24 of the Bears. Here's Connor Mayhew, good pass up, finds Cole Richard. Richard with a good deke move, tries to center it over. Here's still an opportunity as it's loose out in front. Connor Mayhew takes it out. He'll take the shot, good blocker save from number 90. Here, Arth with Connor Mayhew. Shaker now on the power play for the next 30 seconds. Arth trying to get it back. Here's Richard trying to scoop it up out from the slot where there was a big scrum of bodies. Here's Cam Mayhew. Mayhew over to Arth. Arth takes the 1T, and it'll hit the man in front of him. Will this clear out? Yes, indeed. 15 seconds left to go in Gould's penalty. 2:40 left to go in the game. One last rush, perhaps, on the man advantage. Here's Colin Arth. Arth skating it blue line to blue line. He's bumped off the play, trying to get it back over to Juan. Good stick lift that time from Juan, but still unable to actually take possession back. And this is going to go as an icing on Berlin. 2:21 left to go in the third and final period. Here comes the pass back to Goldstein right off the faceoff. Isaac Lazar going to try to get this one back. And it'll actually end up going on net. Covered up, I thought for a second, by number 90, but instead Shaker is able to somehow scoop it up back into their own possession. Here's Isaac Lazar, pass right back in front. Looking for Seb, but unable to scoop it up once again. Here's McGinnis up against Hendricks. McGinnis taken down to the ice. 2 minutes left to go in the game. Here, right out in front, Hendricks on the backhand sends it wide. Isaac Lazar back with one on the near side. Isaac Lazar looking for a pass that cleared away. Good work by the outstretched stick of Hendricks. Shaker Heights retreats back into their own side. Brokaw over to McGinnis. McGinnis with awkward stick contact. He's able to actually move it forward. Here, the pass right out in front over to, that time, Sam Littman. And here Hendricks off the backhand sends this forward. Here's Goldstein. And there's a centering feed. Here comes the shot. Save made by Kalergis. 75 seconds left to go. Trying to clear the zone here is Littman. Here Teddy McGinnis launches this one down. It'll hit off of one of the Bears in front of the Red Raider bench. A minute left to go. Here's Lappin. Lappin centers it himself. Rebound opportunity right out in front. The puck's still loose in that scrum. And now it's taken by Clifford of the Bears. And now the clearing opportunity, trying to Odell Beckham Jr. try to keep that in with a backwards catch. Unfortunately, not going to work out, so it clears to the neutral zone. The Bears still keeping this out of their own, limiting the attack here. Half a minute remaining. Lappin going to get there first in the corner. He's trying to get it out to Ursepke up at the point. And eventually, here, tipped off of the body in front. Man, oh man, 96. Unfortunately for him, just made awkward contact that time. Here's Ursepke with a good opportunity. He'll center it through. Here's a good chance. Elliott Hanna just can't put it up off the back end. Man, that would have been a great opportunity. It was really the best opportunity we've seen for Elliott Hanna. And now here, Cole Richard just going to hang on to the puck behind the net of Kalergis with a nifty little move. He'll deke past Clifford and keep puck possession and get this one to conclude in the third period. So Shaker Heights, well, snaps the 4-game losing streak. Big time victory at a 4-1 final up against Olentangy Berlin. That'll mean 4.5 points go to their standings. So we're going to tell you the story of the game as this one gets going. The handshake line taking place. Shaker Heights goes 1-2 in the round robin stage. Shaker Heights losing, of course, to Findlay to start things off, then Sylvania Northview this morning, and obviously they'll end the group stage by taking down the Berlin Bears. And doing so in a pretty dominant fashion. You'll see that in the stats as well. Shots on goal, 34-17 Shaker. Shots attempted, 58-25 Shaker. Even in face-offs, Shaker Heights was able to take the lead in that in a 23-16 final in that stat. And the power play as well, Shaker Heights was finally able to get one through. They also had 2 short-handed goals as well, so their penalty kill was superior as they held Olentangy Berlin to being 0 for 3 on their man advantage. The Red Raiders go forward with a victory, and tomorrow morning will probably be their game. We'll keep you updated here on the Vaughn Ullum Broadcast YouTube channel. We're not 100% positive we'll cover it, but again, we'll keep you updated whenever we get the time for that game. We'll make the decision and we'll figure that out as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the commentary here at the Padua Holiday Tournament at the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. Regardless, we will be back here for the next game.